Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 9 Mile Swamp. This is number 128, and it's going to be a great one. We have a special guest with us tonight, David Lax, who is a multi-instrumentalist, a recording engineer, a videographer, and a saxophone player, a flutist, and some other stuff that we're going to tell you about in a little while. It's just too exciting. And we're going to start out with a song written, I wrote the melody for, and the lyrics were written by William Morris.
Do you want to give me a chance to share before you jump in? Or
oh, sure.
Just jump right in.
Well, I'll tell you what, let me do this.
There you go.
Give a chance to share and jump right in.
No, it looks like I'm being rude and I'm playing with my phone, but...
Steve Bertrag.
Music to jump in by.
What's it say?
And we're sharing. Got it. Say hi, Ruthie, and hi, Mom.
Hey, Ruth, how are you? Hi, Mom.
Finn.
So now we're going to do Evensong of Upmeads. Art thou man, art thou maid, through the long grass a-going? The short shirt thou bearest, and no beard I see. And the last wind ere moonrise about thee is blowing. Wouldst thou meet with thy maiden, or look'st thou for me? Bright shineth the moon now, I see thy gown longer. Down by the hazels, Joan meeteth her lad. But hard is thy palm glass, scarcely were stronger. What's grip than thine hand kiss that maketh me glad? And now as the candles shine on us and over, full shapely thy feet are, but down on the floor. As the barefooted mowers amidst of the clover, when the gulf's note is broken and mid-June is o'er. And will I follow thee till the earth waneth away? Yes, I will follow thee. Oh, hard are my hand palms, because on the ridges I carried the reap-hook and smote for thy sake. And in the hot noontide I swept off the midges, as thou slepst neath the linden, or loath to awake. And brown are my feet, because the sun burneth high up on the downside amidst of the sheep. And there in the hollow where from the wind turneth, thou lay'st in my lap whilst I sung thee to sleep. And will I follow thee to the earth waneth away? Yes, I will follow thee. Oh, friend of the earth, come nigher and nigher. Thou art sweet with the sun's kiss as meads of the May. O'er the rocks of the waste, o'er the water and fire, will I follow thee, love, till earth waneth away. called An Evensong of Upmeads.
And while you're tuning that, let me say hello to, speaking of Joe Giglio earlier.
Joe.
Yes, Joe is watching. He says hi to everybody. Michael Klein.
Hey,
Hi,
Joe.
Wanda. John T. Walsh Jr. It's good to see you guys. If you are watching, just drop us a line and we'll say hello.
Just came in on the midnight special. How about that? My car broke down in Linesville. Yeah, it stopped dead in its tracks. I just wanted to tell you that I love you. Just wanted to tell you how I feel. Feel like some old engine across the driving wheel. Feel like some old engine across the driving wheel. I took my money on the night train home. What a terrible sight. Though I promised you we'd be alone by Saturday night. Just wanted to tell you that I love you. Just wanted to tell you how I feel like some old engine across the driving wheel. Feel like some old engine across the driving wheel. Can't say much in a phone. You know how it is. I just want to say one short thing. Listen to this. like some old engine. I lost the driving wheel. Be like some old engine. Lost my driving wheel. Be like some old engine. Lost my driving wheel. About a mile from where I'm standing, there's an oak tree in an orchard. It was around in the beginning when your words pointed us forward. But the westerly is stirring, new leaves on the old tree. Oh, my vision is dimming, I can hear it blowing softly. I have heard that you had slaves down in Virginia, though your written word speaks plainly for their freedom. They paid the highest price so you could drink your Madeira. On your veranda, glass in hand, I know you saw them. But I still believe you, brother, we are neither of us liars. We are too much like each other. In our brief times we are mired. You saw orchards, you saw gardens, free farmers in the distance. Perhaps you saw that godless Eden with no wars at his insistence. I have often said our planet was in danger. I have sung 1,000 times to shout the warning. I have driven through the night an angry stranger. Still my car spit out its poison to the morning. Corporations eat the future while the miners strip the garden. We are slaves to our computers, our independence long forgotten. But the westerly is stirring, new leaves on the old tree. Though my vision is dimming, I can hear it growing softly. Yeah, that was called "There's an Oak Tree in an Orchard." Thanks, David. Thank you. Well, you know, it's great. I wanted to stop for a second and just try to help you understand how amazingly diverse and talented David is. David is. I know him as a harmonica player and a saxophone player. And it's only now that I really starting to see some of his wizardry. And I mean, I should have known because I've been to his studio that David is extremely technical. But you have, in a lot of ways, taken the real traditional instruments like saxophone, which is perhaps not that traditional, but over 100 years old, and the flute, and you've taken these instruments and you've found a way to create almost an orchestra out of
Very
them
much
by
so.
using technology. Would you tell us a little something about that?
This is a MIDI wind controller. It looks like a saxophone. It is a saxophone as far as the mechanism, but there's no sound in it. And it's sending a wireless Bluetooth MIDI signal to a sound source I have off camera, and it allows me to play a variety of different sounds that are designed specifically for wind controllers, different than a keyboard, where they also have a palette of incredible sounds. So I can play a saxophone.
For a fee, would you put that on my phone messages?
I can play like I did on our second song. I have a cello, string instrument. And these sounds emote. You can play it. It's a real instrument. It's a beautiful thing. You can also stack instruments. So I have the cello going, and I can add the saxophone, and they'll play together. So you can say,
That's great. I love that.
That's
great.
Very nice.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it is, and you can do vibrato. You have full dynamics, and this instrument is not on the market yet, except through the company, which is actually in Israel. So they're going to go to NAMM this year for the first time. So,
Wow.
So I got one.
So save your provenance for that purchase.
But you can play this, since it's a silent instrument, with headphones. You can actually play this. I played it on the Amtrak going to New York City.
I saw the photo.
A lot of fun.
So while I have you here too, and you also have a beautiful studio
Thank you.
at your home, and I'm sure there are people out there who might, maybe even like to avail themselves
Sure,
of some
we-
recordings. So
audio
would you tell them a
and
little bit about what's in your
It's
studio?
a little studio in Saugerties with full production for video and audio, and we've done everything from medical instructional films to. We just had a wonderful fundraiser. We did the video for Elliot Landy, who's doing another book on the band, and he just reached his goal on fundraiser, and we did the video for him. So
Wow.
it's an exciting place to be. I love it. It's my playground.
It's beautiful too. It's up in the woods, and you've got
It's on a
you've got
25-acre farm.
behind it, and
You can walk to Opus 40 right from the backyard.
Right, I remember last summer. Summer I was up there for one of the chicken nights, and and what I got to see that you had a stage set up,
Okay.
lighting set up,
Right.
sound system set up. It was like
You were on that stage.
it was on that stage.
Yes.
It was like 0.003 Woodstock Festival.
Right. And then I realized I needed a break, so I asked you to run the sound system, which you did
That's
a
right.
great job for.
That's right. That was fun.
Yeah. And Cheryl's been over with playing with the harmonica. and
Yes, it was.
it's been
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to switch guitars, and then let's do a little bit of something jazzy and sexy.
And while Kurt's doing that, I do want to apologize, and Kurt doesn't know this yet, but I didn't flip the camera, so I think it was Barry Edelman said nice lefty playing. So we're actually backwards on here. I got thrown off having to reverse it.
Oh,
And we have quite a few people.
did that make all the notes come out wrong?
I
or-
think we'll have to watch later and find out. Everything's being played backwards, but Aunt Marilyn and Uncle Joe are watching. Hi guys. John, I said John T. Walsh Jr. Right? Jane Lester has joined us. Thanks, Jane. John Martucci, Diane Moore, John Clark. Oh, thank you from the UK. Wow,
Nice.
that's exciting. And John had a question about the flute. He said, is the flute also a controller?
No, the flute actually, I'm having my silver flute worked on it. It needs new pads, and I won't have it for a while. So I bought this. This is an amazing plastic flute from Amazon, and it's just a regular flute. It's waterproof. You can play it in the shower. You can play it in the ocean, and it's great.
That's the flute. If we go out on my boat this summer,
We'll
that's
take
the,
it on. We'll
this
play.
is the flute you bring.
Do you have like a water guitar? For the boat?
Well,
You know, I actually have this thing. I actually like to play really expensive guitars
On the
when I'm
boat.
in the boat or when I'm out camping.
The salt kind of does a nice preservation of the wood. Right?
It's high humidity. Guitars actually like humidity. Okay, let's get back to some
Jane Leslie
playing.
says hi from Jasmine Viet too.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah, I hope Jasmine's well. That's nice to hear. Thanks, Jane. I remember Jasmine from the Crafts Fair. So this next song is called Julia in Running Shoes. And I think we played a couple of these Julia songs last week, but not with David.
Ring a little bit so we
Sure.
can see,
Okay.
even though you're lefty.
Yeah, but I'm lefty?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd probably try to switch it, but I'll mess it up.
It's just as easy as 4, 5, and 6. When you are playing each sexy love trick, you're taking pleasure as I run faster. I slip and falter, sweet song disaster. Running you down across a field of ice, catching you would be so warm and so nice. Turning your pretty back to me, baby, thinking that you could outrun me, baby. One, two, three, four, five, catch a fish in the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look out, here I come. You're counting on me. I've got your number, acting like you're free. Both of us runners. Into a maze you slip for some safety, knowing I'll follow and you'll soon take me. Heating up so fast I start to shiver. My arrow stranded here in my quiver. One, two, three, four, 5, catch a fish in the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look out, here I come. You're counting on me. I've got your number, acting like you're free. Both of us runners.
Yay.
That was good.
Nice.
That was really fun.
Flute
I like that.
harmonica.
That was really fun, yeah.
That sounded good. Okay, so next song is On the Border, and I don't know if some of you have heard the story about how it was the middle of the winter when I wrote this song, and I was sitting behind my desk with a fan blowing air currents through the remnants of my hair, and I thought about being on the beach, so that's kind of where this is coming from. 1, 2, 3. Sinking in a daydream as the chords fall from a sweet guitar, dreaming songs that make me sigh. just where we are makes me feel alright. On the border of the water, sky, and the ocean sand, we sit together side by side. Then in a while, the edges fade into white and tan. It feels so right. Dreaming is believing, drifting back as the music plays. Sun warms your senses, close your eyes. Sounds of the guitar, of the wind and the ocean spray, and the seabirds' haunting cry. On the border of the water, sky, and the ocean sand, we sit together side by side. Then in a while, the edges fade into white and tan. It feels so right. Back from the water, your hair falls on down your skin, past your shoulders, summer brown. Arms reaching out, pull me back, where it all begins. I awaken, then I drown. On the border of the water, sky, and the ocean sand, we sit together side by side. Then in a while, the edges fade into white and tan. It feels so right. Sinking in a daydream as the chords fall from a sweet guitar, dreaming songs that make me sigh. A pencil and some paper, a table chair, and this old guitar, still standing by.
Very nice.
Pretty song.
On the border. So, next we have Hammer and the Cross, which I'm going to use my acoustic guitar for.
And while you're grabbing that, I just want to tell everybody about Joe Giglio's show on Sunday afternoons, 2 o'clock on Facebook. Check it out. Really great playing, and he and David go way back.
Way back.
Buddies,
Joe and I,
Back, we're all kind of
back in the
college
70s, we were doing the bebop tunes, right, Joe?
Yeah, when you were like 2 and 3, right?
Yeah, right. And doing blindfold. Which saxophone is this? Which guitar player is this? And, we had fun.
That's great. It's great how circles get smaller and smaller all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, those New Paltz days were great, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I knew
You
Joe
and
back then.
knew-
I was fun. Yeah. And I knew Joe really well. And boy, we had
Good times.
we did. And there was that was such a music town back in those days. We could walk down the street in New Paltz, and I guess I should talk to the folks. Hi, everybody. you could walk down the street in New Paltz and hear like 4 or 5 bands in the night, just by going around. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
Joni
was
Ellenson says hello.
Hi, Joni.
Yeah, Blaze is watching. Hi, Blaze.
Hey, Blaze. How good to see you.
Wanda Getter. I don't remember. Did I say hello to you already, Wanda? Hi, Wanda.
Wanda deserves more than one hello.
Joni says Rob is playing. What is that word? Something with you. Cajoe.
Cajon?
Cajon? Is that
Oh,
how you
you're
say it?
playing.
Cajon.
Yeah.
That's the drum thing you said on.
Oh, that's what you said. Oh, the drums.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's
and
great,
Michael
Rob.
Klein. Hi, Michael. Mark Hoteling.
Play on, Rob.
Okay, sorry.
So, David said I should tell the story of this song, and I know some of you know it, but some of you don't, so I'll tell you the story. There I was, sitting in the passenger seat of a 2007 Toyota Prius, when all of a sudden, I was hit in the head, is it like a boom from a sailboat in a typhoon, absolutely hit in the head and collided. The 21st century collided with the 9th or 10th century. And there I was, feeling like I was in medieval England. So I did what all medieval people did. I opened up the glove box and took out the manual for the car and started drawing in it. So I started drawing these little picture runes. And we were on the way to the Cross Gates Mall, of all things, because my daughter was shopping for college. So when I got to the Cross Gates Mall, I sort of followed them around in a trance, and every so often I would pull a dollar bill out of my wallet and scribble some words on the dollar bill. And didn't spend those dollars that day, of course. And then when we went to get some lunch in a little restaurant that was in the Cross Gates Mall, I grabbed the little paper placemat they put under your thing and started writing on that. And then when I got home, I got into a complete fever and spent about a day and a half writing different lyrics for the song. But it felt, it wasn't really a mystical experience in a real sense, but it felt to me almost as if there was a voice reaching out to me from the 9th century. And I just kind of went with that for a day or so. And so that was how Hammer and the Cross came about. Trust in a lost friend. Will a song about promises kept ever ring through a hall? Now the oath breaker's song, it's the curse down the years. It's the only song I know. Shields once were embossed with the hammer and the cross. When the lambs grew fat and the summers ever were fed, where the books all our swords, and the harvest now had begun. The storm tumbled the pine, drove the oak leaves astray, when the long ships beached by the bay. Burned then was the hall, the shield hung roof tree so tall, and the blackened stones of our breached walls were all that remained. A cloud conquered the sun, all our shadows stolen away. Now our ashes rise with the wind. The brambles grew wild on the old trodden way, while the horn blast sounds down the bay. Will the cold rain never end, like the trust in a lost friend? Will a song about promises kept ever ring through the hall? Now the oath breaker's song, it's a curse down the years. It's the only song I know. A storm tumbled the pine, drove the oak leaves astray, when the long ships beached by the bay.
Nice. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's terrific.
Okay,
Yeah.
and let's see, what's back to acoustic guitar again?
I want to
Oh,
play
wait,
a
no, I
crumb
have
horn
acoustic
on that.
guitar.
A crumb horn on that.
Second line, back to electric guitar.
Sounds good. Back to electric guitar. Okay.
It's really cool to see the back room view of what goes on here.
Yeah, don't tell anybody what it really looks
It's
like.
great.
It was great.
But where
having
did
you come.
security go down?
Security
there?
had to go in the back room so she didn't knock over your instruments. Hi, Craig Ellis.
Hey, Craig.
And we can tell people to watch Craig's show on,
That's right.
on Tuesdays. He's on, not on Facebook, he's on streetjelly.com. And you can check him out Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock.
Here's a song that I wrote after reading a book called The Song Lines by Bruce Chatwin. He was talking about Australian Aboriginal people, and one of the things he discovered being in Australia was that the Aboriginal people had certain songs they sang that functioned almost like maps. That spoke about the way across the country and where you might find certain things at certain times of the year, where you might find water and those kinds of things. It's a really amazing book. Bruce Chatwin, the songlines, recommended highly. And this is not really about that. It's not about Australia or Aborigines. It's really about, like I said, you read something and you take a piece out of it. Some special thing means something you can apply to your life, and if you're lucky and you're a songwriter, hey, it's a bonus. You choose some direction and follow a sound. The wind's intention may turn you around. Maybe you need some time to be free. What is freedom? Show it to me. You turn around. I'm here this time. You turn around, and I'm gone. I'll turn down some line and walk that line alone. The wind's blowing colder, so cold on my skin. The sun turns his shoulder, it's winter again. Sing lonely songs to the stars in the sky. Walk all alone in the crystalline night. You turn around. I'm here this time. You turn around, and I'm gone. I'll turn down some line and walk that line alone. Take me. Go straight through the seasons that turn us around. Go follow a song line, a beat in a sound. Try to remember the songs of a friend. A circle's forever, a line always ends. You turn around. I give this time. You turn around, and I'm gone. I'll turn down some line and walk that I fooled myself on that ending. All right.
Oh, dear.
Okay, we've got one last song for you, and we want to thank you so much for coming out tonight. This has just been an amazing night. Playing with David is something that's just, it's very special. It's something I'm really pleased and happy to do with, I think, and hope that we're going to do this again. And we may have, over the course of the summer, we have a couple of guest artists coming in. It's kind of nice. It breaks it up a little bit, right?
And it's a great dinner, too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, and I have to apologize for having us backwards. Somehow thrown off my game here. But maybe if you hold this up in front of your mirror, maybe it'll look normal.
Is it still backwards?
Yeah, I was afraid to try to change it.
Yeah, mid-show? No, I don't think so.
Just be backwards.
I can flip it for you, for your archive.
You can?
I can.
Oh, wow, that's pretty fancy. All right.
This is called Waking by the Sea. The sound of the sea, birds that hang on the wind, waking me from a long rest. The smell of the salt upon the wind wakens a thrill in my breast. Your body on the crystal beach, changing in form with the mold of my hand. My blood hammers all within, like the sound of the waves on the sand. I've been gone these 7 years, lost in the sea here within, driven on the pulsating flood between the shores of the sea. 7 years from port to port, with foreign tongues too thick to understand. Now I'm lying here upon the shore, in the warmth of your sun and your sand. Sweet words unspoken underneath the ocean's breeze, you can hear them in the water as they splash upon the beach. Being is a promise built upon the sand. Promise me the mystery, the warmth that's in your hand. Sweet words unspoken underneath the ocean's breeze, you can hear them in the water as they splash upon the beach. Being is a promise built on the sand. Promise me the mystery, the warmth that's in your hand. Walking down along the shore, the water tugs at our knees. Jewels that glitter beneath the waves draw us into the sea. Weightless with the water's flood, and wise as the dolphin that swims endlessly. against the pulse of the sea. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the 9 Mile Swamp, and thank you so much, David Lax,
It's my pleasure.
for joining us in our home. It's so good to be here. So good to have you here. You know, we all went through a pandemic when most of us had nobody in our homes.
That's right.
So this is a real treat.
It was great to
This
be
is a
here.
real treat.
Thank you so much.
Well, we'll do it again. So it's time for us to say goodnight and answer some of the nice comments you left
Yes,
for us.
thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for putting a comment down there in the comment section. We'll take a look at them later.
Is that going to be backwards, the divide?
Oh, is this backwards?
Yes.
Oh, darn, I had one printed up here, I'll put it upside down too.
Show the light side.
I had one printed up that I wrote it backwards on so it would look forwards, but yes, we are so grateful for you. Join us. There we are. Put it in front of your mirror and you'll see it just fine. Thank you, David Lax. And thanks to all of our friends. This is silly. I'm just going to put the picture there. There we go. Thanks, Ruthie. Thanks, Joni. It says, we are grateful. It says, we are so grateful. Cheryl and Kurt. And this time, David, too.